Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 21 of November vlogs. Is it day 21? I think it's day 21. I'm sure it's day 21. It must be. So, it is about nearly 9:30 in the morning. I've just finished some jobs. I've just had... Oh, that shouldn't be like that. I've just had a few jobs to do this morning, which I've cracked on with straight away. Just got those finished. We need to nip out to Otley today. So I'm just waiting for everyone to get ready and then we can nip out to Otley and get the jobs done that we need to do there. We don't need to do much and we don't particularly need to go to Otley, but I have a free coffee from Costa, so Otley it is. No, we do need to go to Otley. We need to go to the pet shop, and the pet shop's in Otley. We have a pet shop in Otley and then we have Pets at Home at Guiseley. I don't mind Pets at Home, but I prefer to support the independent pet shop where I can. So from Guiseley, we get Ruby's monthly flea treatment from there. We don't get the cats from there because it's too expensive and we've got so many cats. So we buy that from the smaller independent, and anything else, hamster bedding, hamster food, all that kind of stuff, I prefer to buy from the independent, just because I prefer to support independent. But sometimes we have to go to the big Pets at Home if we need, like we did a new hamster cage a couple of months back. I bought that from Pets at Home. So yeah, we do have two, but I prefer to support the smaller one. Danny's just got up. Hello.
Oh.
Well, he hasn't just got up, he's just got ready. Not just got up.
Yeah, I don't do the dressing gown on camera.
I wasn't in my dressing gown this morning. This is the first time I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Dressing gown free. You only get me in the dressing gown if I'm having a really lazy morning. If I'm up and at 'em, then I'm not in the dressing gown.
I don't do dressing gowns.
No, he doesn't have a dressing gown, but he thinks nothing of walking around in mine when he's chilly. I will just say. Right, so I need to get sorted. He's laughing behind me. Can you hear him? He's thinking, I can't believe you just said that on YouTube, Alex. Thanks for that.
I was.
And you've seen my dressing gown. It's pink with stars on it. It looks very fetching. Right. I need to chivvy Finlay along and then nip out. That's what we need to do. This light's shocking. I'm sorry. I've closed the curtains, but the light is so bright. This is what I keep talking about in the vlogs. It comes through so bright. It'll sort of go down in a little bit. Right, I am sorting out my 12 yarns for the sock along next year. So these are the ones that I have from Jeanette, and oh, I can't remember now. I think it was, yeah, those ones are from Jeanette. So I've got those 4. This is one of mine, so that's 5. I think I'll put this one in it. Oh, I'm gonna have to try and, let me try and move you. You see, that's a little bit better, but now you can see the mess. So you'll just have to put up with seeing the mess. I need somewhere to put all these are. Before we get into the yarn, I need a home for these. My shawl box is full upstairs where I keep all my shawls. I've got another box down here which has got all Danny's knitwear in. So I've got nowhere for these. That's my Musselburgh hat. That's my Barley hat that matches the same yarn as the jumper that I'm wearing. This is the Knit Vent hat. It's got some cotton on it that I made last year. It was in the Knit Vent collection. I can't remember the name of the hat, but it's lovely. It's really nice. Are you too low there? There we go. It's really, really lovely. I love it. Oh, they're Danny's. They're supposed to be in Danny's box. He sneaks stuff into my box. And then this is the festive cheer cowl. This is one of the first big knitting projects that I did, and I absolutely love it. It's all made with Advent minis, and the black is an opal yarn, and you go round and it loops round. Oh, it's so gorgeous is this. It's one of my favourite things I ever knit. I didn't do it very well because I'd never done a provisional cast on when I made this. So you can see where I've messed it up there, but it doesn't matter. I still love it and I still wear it. Anyway, that's what that mess is there, which I'm trying to sort out a home for. Right, yarn. Yeah, I think I'll put this one in it. I've made 2 pairs of socks out of this, but I've got enough to make some more socks. So I'm going to use that. That is a King Cole zigzag, and I have no idea what the colourway is now because I've lost the belly band, but it is on a podcast. I've no idea which podcast. A fairly recent one. So we'll have that. That's DK weight yarn. That's DK weight yarn. This is my first, I'll show you this. When I designed the Up North pattern, this was my first prototype of the pattern. These ones are for me. I didn't get around to making the second sock because I didn't have any testers for the 72 stitches. So while everybody else... No, I tested it again before I wrote the pattern up on 72 stitches. So I never got around to making my second sock. I need to do that. Anyway, what other yarn have I got in here? That's Danny's yarn. That's a chunky one. I made a hat out of that. You see, I've got so many yarns in here. Oh, I've got that one. I've still got some of this left. I might put that in it, but mark that as Halloween. Ruth from the Ruth Loves to Knit podcast gave me that, and I have made some socks with it, but I've got enough. I wonder how much is in it. Let me just see how much is on this, because I'm sure there'll be enough for another pair of socks. 45 grams. I can get a pair of socks out of that, I think. Yeah, I might use that one. That's Danny's. That's Danny's. I wonder how much is on this one. That's oh, there's only 30 grams on there. That'll do a pair of mitts though. I like that one. I can't remember what this yarn is. I bet there's not enough on that one though. Hang on. 40 grams. I could get some shorties out. Once it gets to 40 grams, I like to save it for like mitts or something like that, or large scrappy projects. So I probably won't make socks with that. Got another one of them, which is the same as that one. I can actually keep that one there and put that one in. Ooh. Wonder how much is on this one. Might use this one. This was one of our first colourways, or one of my first colourways. I think it was called Funhouse. There's 54 grams on that. I think I'll use that one. Is that Danny's right at the bottom? That's a Danny one as well. This is a nice one. 55 grams on that one, but that's more Danny's yarn than mine. Oh, I forgot I had this one. I love this colourway. I'll use that. Oh, I've never got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I only need 3 more. This was the first sock yarn I ever bought. I bought it off eBay and I cannot remember. I don't think I've got enough to make anything. I can't remember what it was called. No, I've only got 28 grams. I can't remember what it was called, but I absolutely loved it. This yarn was a mess up yarn. It was one that went badly wrong in the dye pan and we never managed to do anything with it, so I've kept it. I used it for something. What did I use it for? I actually can't remember. But there's quite a lot of that left. There's 82 grams of that. Bet I could make some socks with Danny with that one. I can't remember what happened to it. I've got another random sock there. That's when I used to do really short legs on my socks. I only used to do sort of 20 rounds. Is it 20? Let me have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's about 20 rounds. And I don't like them that short now, so I don't wear them. I've got a few socks left that are short, and I don't really wear them. I much prefer the longer leg now, but I never used to. And that's when I only used to do 12 rounds on the cuff as well. I'll do something with it. I've heard people, when they've had odd socks like this, cutting it and making it into a yarn cosy. I don't quite know how, but it would make a cool yarn cosy. I might have to look into that. I don't know how it works. Let me know in the comments if you've done it. What else have we got? Oh, I love this one. This one was called Go Bananas. Oh, I've got a big knot. How have I done that? Look at this. How's that happened? Hang on. That was about 2 seconds for you, but for me, that was about 20 minutes. That took so long to sort that out. But I found a sticker. Didn't even know I had that. Right, so I've just gone through all my yarns, and I have just found at least 12 scrap balls that I had no idea were in this box. So I've been so proud of myself for getting my scrap jar down, and in actual fact, it's now going to be filled right up to the brim because I've just found all these balls of scraps. But I did find this. I'll never use it, I don't think. This was the first hand-dyed yarn I ever bought. It was my very first skein, and I made a pair of mittens out of it. You can see it on my Instagram, and I just treasure it, absolutely treasure it. I might make some granny squares. In fact, I'm going to pop it there. I'm not going to save it because it needs using. I'm going to make some granny squares with it for my project next year. That was the first yarn that I ever purchased. And then I found these two, which I didn't even know I had left. And these were from a set, which was the first yarn that Danny ever bought me. So how amazing that I've got them. Right, back to my actual reason for being here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... 9. I need some more yarns. I've got this yarn. This is, I think it might be James C. Brett. I'm going to use that to make some socks. Excuse me. I had a hiccup then. I'm going to use this to make some socks. And then I think I was showing you this one before I got interrupted. This is called Go Bananas. It's a gorgeous colourway, and I do have some socks in this already. In fact, most of the yarns I'm showing you, I have socks already in them. But I do love this one. I think I might use this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Put that one in there because I've got an open one. Which other one shall we use? I don't know. I've got this one, which I love. This, I know, is an Attic spin dye one. I might use that. Yeah, that's got 55 grams on it, so I think I'll use that. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right, 12 balls. So, we've got this one. These two. I'm using this one in place of that one because I have one open. And if I run out, I can break into the other one. I am using this one. And this one. This one. This one. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. That one. That one, and that one. That is my 12. So I'm going to go put them in bags and put all these scraps. I've got so many, honestly. I was so proud of getting my scrap jar empty that I am now going to fill it up with all of these. I'm still going. I am still going. Is that it? No, there's another one there. Is that it? No, there's one there. Whoops, drop that one now. That's it. All them. I'm going to go put it in my scrap jar. I've just dropped it. I'm not going to individually wrap them because I don't have enough bags. Well, I do, but I don't want to be buying any more bags for the shop. So I am going to put them all in one bag, and then I'm just going to dip my hand in and pull a yarn out and not look, just whatever I grab is what I'm working on. So I did want to cake these up, but I can't be bothered at the moment, so I'm just going to pop them in. So technically those two, because they're in a skein, I'll know what they are, but I'm just going to put all the yarns in there. And then on the 1st of every month, I am just going to put my hand in and grab. And whatever I grab, I'm not going to feel, I'm just going to grab. In fact, what I might do is, on the 1st of every month, get Danny to put his hand in and grab. And then that is what I will work on. So that is all of my socks for next year. All ready to go for the make-along, which has been run, sorry, I've been talking about this make-along and I've forgotten to mention it's been run by Little Lycac Yarn. Now, I can't remember what it's called, but if you go over to Amanda's channel, Little Lycac Yarn, she'll talk about it there. But my yarn is all ready. Yay! Hello, everybody. So it's now 6:20. I'm a little bit late ending the vlog. But I'm here. First of all, apologies that the vlog is a bit rubbish today. I am so sorry. There's not any reason for it, just that it's just, I've been working on a new sock design today. Well, today and yesterday I've been working on a new sock design, and it's something that's been stuck in my head and it's not gone well. I've started this sock 4 times now, trying to get it how I want it. So it's just been a little bit of a frustrating day while I've been working on that. But I'm here. I've also taken my glasses off because I've noticed on the vlogs that they reflect so badly at this time of day with all the lights on and one thing and another. So I can't see you too clearly. So I've finished that book that I was talking about last night. Oh my word, it was just brilliant. While I've been working on this sock design today, I was reading that book at the same time. Hence probably why it's had so many mistakes, because you know when you're kind of like knitting and you're looking and you're looking, and then before you know it, a stitch has slipped off the needle. So that's possibly not helped with me working on this sock design. But I have been working on it. No, I did finish the book, that's what I was saying. And I want to tell you about it, but I'm so scared of giving anything away. It's a book that's full of twists and turns, and it is a thriller. So I'm going to read you the blurb. Just give me a second. It's the only way I can tell you about the book where I'm being sure that I'm not giving anything away. So, it was so good. It was so good. Right. The blurb is, we promised to keep each other's secrets until they found the body. The wife, the husband and I are fighting for our lives in hospital after a terrible car accident. But despite my pain, all I can think about is what our families will find behind our front door. The scarf that has been all over the news, belonging to a dead woman with honey-coloured hair. I have to speak to the police before my husband can. The husband. I'm drifting in and out of consciousness, but when I hear my wife talking to the police, accusing me of murder of an innocent woman, a cold fear grips me. I know I've got a temper, that I've not always been faithful. Will they think I killed her? I think of my wife's jealous streak, of the lies she's told our loved ones. But if I tell the whole truth, they'll look into her past and that will destroy me too. 2 people fighting for their lives, 2 people with secrets to hide. Who will you believe? It was so good. It was so good. Such a good... I've read a few K.L. Slater, and I know they are always good, but yeah, that was just unbelievably brilliant. So I was really pleased to finish that. I have got... Are we on a slight angle there? Sorry about that. I have got another book to read. I can't remember what it's called, as usual, but I won't start that for a couple of days. I need a little bit of a break after that one. But yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. If you like thrillers, you will like that book. You really will. So yeah. And also, I noticed that I haven't told you about the Douglas cardigan. Oh my word. Because obviously I was going to talk about it on the podcast, and then I didn't film the podcast, and I kind of want to tell you about it. In my head, you're all sitting there in suspense waiting for an update on the Douglas cardigan, and I'm sure that you're not. But in my head, I'm thinking people will want to know about the Douglas cardigan. Right, so there's backstory. There is backstory. I need to rewind a little bit to Friday morning when I watched the not Kay Jones, that's Bakery Bears. Is it Lytton? Anyway, the Crazy Sock Lady podcast. So I'd watched her latest episode on Friday morning, and she was talking about a cardigan that she'd frogged. And she was saying that a lot of people had said to her, don't frog it, just carry on, you know, but it was just sucking the joy from her. So she frogged it, and she said, you know, there's nothing wrong with frogging something that doesn't bring you joy. So just remember that bit. So fast forward a little bit to later on that day, Friday, and I was doing the vlog, and I was saying, absolutely, I'm going to finish this cardigan. There's no way I'm not finishing it. I'm absolutely finishing it, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Now, at that point, it didn't have the sleeves on it, and there was a small part of my mind that kind of thought, when I put the sleeves on it, it's going to be okay, and it's going to magically look nice. Because usually when you try any garment on without the sleeves, it always looks a little bit weird until you get the sleeves on. So that night I did finish the first sleeve, and I went upstairs to look in the full length mirror, and it just didn't suit me. Now granted, it was too big for me. It was definitely too big for me because I hadn't swatched. The style of the cardigan was oversized, and the fact that I'd made it too big didn't help. So that is totally, utterly on me. But I will say, in my defence, I always promote swatching. I just don't always follow the same advice. But it wasn't, even if I'd have done it in the right size, it wouldn't have suited me. The style of the cardigan just didn't suit me. That was the bottom line. It was the style of the cardigan that did not suit me. And I tried it on for Danny, and I said, what do you think? And he said, Alex, it really doesn't suit you. It was just the wrong shape for my body. So I thought back to what Kay had said, and I just thought, I'm going to have to frog it, because the options for it now are I finish it and it sits in the wardrobe, never to be worn. I wouldn't have even wanted to wear it just around the house. It didn't suit me, and because I knew it didn't suit me, I wasn't comfortable in it. So I took Kay's advice and I frogged it. Yeah. So I saved what I could of the yarn. There were some bits which, like the sleeve bits, they were just too small to save. It was DK weight yarn, and some of it wasn't to be saved. There was a lot of, because you'd separated the front and the two fronts and the back, there was little bitty bits that went up here that I couldn't save. But I saved what I could from the yarn. But yeah, I frogged it. Which then, in turn, sent me on a bit of a frogging weekend, because I remember I was commenting on Karen's podcast on the bobblehead knits, because she said she'd had a weekend of frogging. Incidentally, after watching Kay at the Crazy Sock Lady, which is not Kay's fault, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it was nice, it was refreshing to hear, not to hear, but sometimes to be reminded that you don't have to doggedly finish something just because you've started it. You know, knitting is what brings you joy. That's the whole point of it. And if something isn't bringing you joy, then you shouldn't be knitting it. And it was just nice to hear that when I needed to hear it. I know, like I said, I've been watching Karen at Bobblehead Knits and she'd said the same thing. So that kind of started me on a bit of a frogging weekend, to be honest. Because then on Saturday, I went ahead and frogged the fragmentation shawl as well. This is my only whip. Apart from the sock design I'm working on, this is my only whip. But I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, the fragmentation shawl, I did not frog because I'd fallen out of love with the pattern. I haven't. I love it. I still love it and I will make it. It was because I'd done the weave in Stevens. Now, it's something I've never trusted before, but I've heard a lot of people say really good things about it. But then when I was doing the MCAL, the latest MCAL, I'd watched a lot of different podcasts and so many people had also said they'd had problems with it unravelling. And it really scared me. So I'd done the first strip of the fragmentation shawl and it really worried me. I kept thinking, what if it unravels? And I'd even snipped off the ends and everything. So I just thought, right, well, I've got two options on that. It was really making me nervous, which is why I hadn't worked on it for so long, because there were 7 skeins of hand-dyed yarn invested in it. And I just thought, right, so I can carry on and then weave the rest of them in properly. Not properly, not that the weaving Stevens isn't properly, but I mean a way that I'm more comfortable with. Or I can frog it at this point because there was minimal yarn. Because it was striped and there were 7 skeins, I'd used minimal. I'm like 5 grams of each skein. That's all I'd used. So I decided to frog that and just save the yarn to one side, do it again at a later date with the weaving in method that I would be more comfortable with. I would just be so upset if I'd done all that work. It is such a big shawl and those ends came undone. I would be so upset. So I frogged that. And then, if you were watching well, obviously you've watched the little clip of the video that I've done earlier, you might have seen me hold up some blue DK weight yarn. And I said, this is DK weight. The eagle eyes amongst you would actually be thinking, Alex, isn't that in a shawl? It was actually in the Sunday morning shawl that I haven't touched in months. And I frogged that as well. I thought I've not touched it. And I think it's because it's coming to the end of the year. And I'm just sort of thinking to myself, right, let's realistically look at any whips that I've got languishing and decide whether or not I'm going to finish them. So that's what I did this weekend. I thought, if I'm not going to finish it, I'm going to frog it. So at the end of it, I'm not taking projects that I'm undecided on into 2024. The projects that are coming into 2024 are 100% what I'm finishing. So I am so pleased. I feel very, what's the word? There's a word for, I don't know what the word is, but I feel very energised that energised is not the right word, is it? Not at all. But yeah, I'm pleased that I've done it. I'm pleased that I've taken that decision to frog anything that I'm not happy with. And not that I wasn't happy with the fragmentation shawl or the Sunday morning shawl. The Sunday morning shawl, I enjoyed it and then I didn't. It was that simple. There was nothing. The pattern's lovely. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's absolutely fabulous. It's just 1 minute I was enjoying it and 1 minute I wasn't. It was that simple. So I frogged it. And then the fragmentation shawl because of the weaving in of the ends. But yeah, I feel really naughty, like I've done something bad. But yeah, so that's everything, I think. So I'm going to sit and work on this for the rest of the evening. I am at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just coming up to round 70. I'm doing 110 rounds before I put the toe in, and then I'll add the afterthought healing. So I'm going to enjoy doing that, and I'm going to go and edit the vlog. I'm sorry it's been a little bit rubbish today. I'll try and make sure it's a little bit better tomorrow and there's a little bit more content than what there's been today. But yeah, so I hope you all have a lovely evening, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow for day 22. Bye-bye.